We only want the best of the best of the best, sir. Men in Black. Let's talk about the ultimate setup for photo and video using the Hasselblad 500CM. Click. Me. Hello, it's me. I'm Steven Allen. How are you doing today? Hit the subscribe button if you have a camera and let me know if you rig it out. I do have links in the description for all the stuff that is mentioned in this video, so it is there for you to click on if you want to see more about the stuffs. With an S, stuffs. Yes. Let's talk about the ultimate setup for photo and video, because sometimes you're trying to get photos like with an older camera such as this, and it doesn't have a way of shooting video and you want to get video too. So I like to use my Osmo Pocket with this camera. The reason is because this has a gimbal on it. I used to use this little L bracket. This was fine-ish. It's just things would slide around because you can't really get this to be a solid lock on the bottom of the camera.
Yes, I have a telephone appointment with Miss Lee.
So I instead decided to make my own little situation. So this is also an L bracket. It's a little different here because this is, a little shorter. And since this is all metal, for the most part, this is a lot more rigid and solid than this here. And I like that I have these Manfrotto plates that you can just lock things in. So I don't have to use this where I screw it in at the bottom and then you have to unscrew it if you want to put a different camera on. All you have to do is just have a little Manfrotto plate and you just lock it in like this. You hear it snap and it's set. And then you can stick your Osmo Pocket in like this. It's locked down. So then I can just turn on the Osmo and turn this on, and then there you go. And then you can get your photos and then you can get the video at the same time. So you can just have it as that smooth transition where you're showing the video and then it turns into a photo. Done and done. Now, you can use other cameras like this RXO instead of an Osmo for your video source. This is smaller than this, but this has a gimbal on it, and there's not in-body stabilization for this. So you'll see a lot of shaking, a lot of micro shake, a lot of camera shake. With this, it's going to be pretty smooth. But early on, I was using this, and I used it with a video that I made. It's here on YouTube about the Sony Mavica. This is a floppy disk camera. So it uses a little floppy disk. This is actually an adapter so that I can get more photos on here. I mounted this camera here and I had the Osmo Pocket sitting on the side. I just found that it was a little loosey-goosey. So this is a small rig cage, and all you have to do is just take your Osmo, you slide it in, and then you lock these little screws down. What's nice about this cage is that you still have access to your memory card here, and it's not covering any of the buttons. I would use this if I wanted to do kind of a direct comparison, or I guess just as a stylistic choice. If I felt like, okay, I want to get some video and I want to get some photos, but I want to sync them up in post. I want it to directly match up. You have to record the video and take the photo at the same time. And it's not really easy to have your Hasselblad like this and maybe your phone. Hold it like this and get the image, or to have your Osmo like this and just hold it. But with this, you can just have the Osmo sitting here and then you're just focusing on this. I think the biggest thing for an ultimate camera setup for photo, video, for whatever is to have extra batteries. So if you need to charge something, have a battery bank, have a larger one like this. That's really the thing. You don't want your Osmo to run out of juice. You want to be able to have it run as long as you need it to run. I do have other videos on this Chanel about older cameras like this Hasselblad 500CM, as well as this Phase 1 P20 digital back, as well as camcorders and other stuff. So check it out. It's in the card. It's in the description. You know. You should not only subscribe to this Chanel, but also you should subscribe to my other Chanel, because I have many videos on my Chanels for you to consume, for you to watch, for you to enjoy, and comment on. You cannot comment on too many of my videos. It's impossible. Try. Thank you for watching this, by the way. You are the GOAT. I appreciate you. Seriously. You. I guess I could say, like, the best rig to have is the one that you already have. Like, don't think that you need extra things. You just need what you have. So if you just have a cell phone, that's the best rig. Maybe if you have a case for it, that's better. But, you know, don't worry about having extra things. But having tools makes things easier. I mean, people say that as like, you don't need this, you don't need that, which you don't, you know, have to have this or that, but having such and such can make things easier. This is the RXO Mark I. So the second iteration has a flip up screen and it's a bit bigger, but I added this front plate to it so that I can attach filters to it like this. This is a UV filter like this. But really the reason that I put this on is because...
In fact, I've arranged so that we can spend the next hour together.
The RXO just has a piece of basically plastic on the front. I don't think it's even glass. I was just concerned about it getting scratched because I wanted to use this as my vlogging camera. I had to add a little tripod to the bottom of this to make it a bit more usable as a vlogging camera. I could hold it like this, but just even the small amount of handshake was causing issues with the footage. And so when this came out, and it came out a little after that RX0, this really worked a lot better for vlogging. So this camera here is kind of the original Osmo. This is basically the Osmo Pocket before it became the Osmo Pocket. And I really like using this. And this was going to be the vlogging situation, even though there's not a screen, so you can't see yourself. You can't see what it is really looking at. You're just guessing. But I kind of like the thought of that, because you're just kind of like, you turn it on and you use it. I guess I could compare these. The Osmo Plus versus the Osmo Pocket. That could be, do you want to see that? That could be interesting. Or whatever. Check out my music. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Buy, play, stream, hear it now. I feel like people are on YouTube showing their camera situation, either saying that it's super minimal, that all I use is a phone, all that I use for my videos is this, just an iPhone X, an old iPhone, and I can do all these fantastic things with it. Or they show that they have this like thorough, exaggerated, extreme camera setup, but nothing usually in between. So this is an in-between situation that I wanted to show you, that I wanted to talk to you about. It's really just a tool. It's like if you were to put your camera on a tripod, that's going to give you a certain look. If you put your camera on a gimbal, that's going to give you a certain look. If you put your camera on a slider, that's going to give you a certain look. And this is going to give you a certain look if you put it on this little situation, because you'll be able to use two cameras at the same time and make it a little easier on yourself to manage those two cameras. What's your camera setup? The plan is to post at these times on this channel
3 times a week, Monday and Thursday and Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
and at these times on my other channel.
2 times a week, Tuesday and Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We'll see. Again, we'll see. I'm doing my best. I'm doing my best. Subscribe to this YouTube channel and give this video a thumbs up and do something to the bell. Tap it so you can turn on those post notifications so you get notified whenever I post a new video. Visit my website, Prillen.com, where you can see my art, my music, my store, my blog, my merch, my clothing, and all of that good stuff and more. And until next time, take a little time to make art and be brilliant. I'll talk to you later. Goodbye. Done and done. I don't know what this situation is here. I wouldn't suggest this, whatever this thing is. We should talk about this in the future. I think it's called a spider. It's a lot. This has become a lot. Hefty, large.